You guys the sights and sounds of Park Hills, Missouri. We're here at the TJ Foulon Fieldhouse for the 65th annual Bob Seacrest Jr. Central Christmas Tournament. The number one seed Central Rebels moving on to the championship game. That'll be played coming up on Thursday, New Year's Eve at 6 p.m. right here on Regional Radio. You're listening to the MIMO Info Sports Stream right now. And coming up next, we got a good game on tap. Number 2, St. Genevieve getting ready to take on number 3, Steelville. These two teams met last year in the girls' championship game. It was a double overtime thriller. St. Gen won 78-74. That was a game the Dragons were up pretty big by 20 points earlier in the game in regulation. And then a freshman by the name of Naomi Perkins, a sophomore this year, went off for 8 triples, 26 points to get the Cardinals all the way back into that game. But the Dragons were able to get the job done. Macy Reynolds had a career-high 27 points in that game before she beat that career high in their first game against Potosi. She had 31 points in just 3 quarters in that one. And Sydney Baumgardner was our Applebee's of Farmington player of the game in that game a year ago. 21 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. Sydney Baumgardner doing a little bit of everything in that one, and 6 of 8 from the free throw line as well. So those two players will be the two to watch for against the Steelville squad. On the other side, the Cardinals, I mentioned it, Naomi Perkins, just as a freshman, 26 points against the Dragons, but you got to watch out for Alyssa Church and Sydney Booker as well. Sydney Booker, 28 points in just 3 quarters played in their first game when they took on Fredericktown, and a good win for them, and they're looking to avenge their loss from the championship last year. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll hear from both head coaches for the Dragons, Jordana Walk-Robinson, and for the Cardinals, Seth Collins. You're listening to the MIMO Info Sports Stream, and coverage brought to you by Coles Tractor and Equipment. Coles Tractor and Equipment. Don't just follow the herd, lead the herd. Coles Tractor and Equipment, Highway 32 in Farmington. Back in a moment on the MIMO Info Sports Stream.
Put the wholesome goodness of Prairie Farms fresh dairy products into your meal planning. Add Prairie Farms' new 5-ounce cottage cheese cups in 7 fun flavors. Now you can snack healthy any time of the day for breakfast, lunch, or for an after-school snack. Choose from 7 new smooth and creamy options, including sweet and savory. Small batch cottage cheese now in 5-ounce snack cups. It's snackability for your family from Prairie Farms. Locally produced since 1938.
Welcome back here on the Fleets Equipment pregame show, joined now by head coach Seth Collins of the Steelville Cardinals. Coach, 8-2 on the season. Big win for you guys over Fredericktown in your first round game, and getting to take on the St. Genevieve Dragons for the second straight year. Now, last year didn't go the way you guys wanted it to, but a heck of a game, 78-74 in double overtime. A game that you guys were down big in the first part of that game, came all the way back. Your freshman Naomi Perkins, now a sophomore, had a really big game, hit 8 triples in that game to kind of get you guys back into it. What have you guys kind of learned from that game to maybe not go down by as much, but then be able to kind of stay on top and use in today's game?
You know, we just got to come out with more intensity. We were pretty flat to come out in that game, and then they came out ready to play and just punched us in the mouth, and we couldn't recover. We were kind of a deer in headlights for most of that first half, and then settled down at halftime, and then some shots started falling, and we were getting some stops, and we're like, hey, you know, we can get back in this one, and so we just got to come out better and ready to play.
Now, first thing that stands out to me when looking at the Dragons team this year, obviously they returned most of their talent from last year. There's a lot of size and a lot of length, and they love to get out transition. Is one of the things that you guys have been working on, trying to slow them down, and especially getting back in that defensive transition?
Yeah, we've got to get back. You know, that was another thing they hit us with early last year is we got caught sleeping a couple times, and then passes started going over our heads, and they were getting easy layups. We kind of make our money playing defense, and if we're not getting back and getting set up in our 1-3-1, then you know, it's too easy for the other team.
Now, offensively for you guys, you got some options. Obviously, your point guard, Alyssa Church, had a slower start to last game, but got it going, ended up with 14 points. Naomi Perkins, 15 points for her, obviously the big game last year. And of course, Sydney Booker down low, our player of the game in the last game with 28 points. Had a good game against St. Gen as well. But when you look offensively going up against this Dragons team, are you guys changing things up at all, or kind of what's the plan offensively to take on this Dragons defense?
You know, I feel like last year I may have overcoached a little bit going into it. We put in some new stuff the days prior to the game, and thought it was some stuff that we could really do to go up against what they do defensively, and I feel like that kind of led to some of our slow start. We were a little unsure of what to do, what plays to make, and so no, we're just kind of keeping it basic, stick to a lot of the stuff we do well that worked for us in the second half last year, and just the stuff we're comfortable with, and then, you know, when plays present themselves, we trust our girls just go out there and make a basketball play, and So we're hoping that helps out this year.
Now, I know this game was a year ago that when you guys played them. You guys won a district title since then as well, but is this a game that you and your girls have kind of been looking forward to when you look at this Christmas tournament? You realize you guys were on the same side of the bracket, and I assume there's got to be a lot of anticipation for this game as well.
Yeah, we want competitive games. It's a great tournament, and then of course with the history last year, yeah, it's one we want to get back. I'd be lying if I said we haven't talked about that in practice some. We'd love to get on the right side of it this year and try to make a run at another championship game.
All right, head coach Seth Collins with the Steelville Cardinals. Back in a moment, right here on the Flakes Equipment pregame show.
It was 1989 when a young man started refurbishing tractors to help pay for college. After college, his passion continued into what has been an epic 32 years of hard work and hustle. Born from this hustle was Cole's Tractor and Equipment that still remains today. It was not handed down from generations, it was built by one man, my dad. Hi, this is Hannah. Cole's was built out of a passion, hard work, and desire. Desire to offer this area some of the best quality product, affordable product that the homeowner or farmer can use. Help us celebrate these 32 years as we move out of 2020 and into 2021. Give us a call for all of your tractor equipment or service needs. Cole's Tractor and Equipment, located just outside of Farmington, or call 573-756-4353. Cole's Tractor and Equipment. Don't just follow the herd, lead the herd with Cole's Tractor and Equipment and LS Tractors.
Welcome back here on the Flakes Equipment pregame show, joined now by head coach Jordana Walk-Robinson of the St. Genevieve Dragons. Coach, 3-2 coming into this contest, a good win in your first round game, and moving into this one, going to be a fun one. It's a matchup of last year's championship game, a game that went to double overtime, but also a game that you guys led pretty big in that one. Steelville kind of got back into the game. I want to talk about that a little bit. Just kind of take me through that. The Cardinals coming back into it. Freshman Naomi Perkins hit a lot of threes to get them back into that game. What have you guys kind of looked at on the film on that one to try to get a little bit better than, and if you do get out to a big lead, to try to keep it there at that point in the game?
Well, she's one of those shooters where you just got to know where she's at all times. She's seen some film on her. She's still shooting the ball very well, so you have to know where she's at and being with the arm's length distance from her at all times.
Now, obviously, they also have Cindy Booker down low and a very good post player, but you guys got a lot of size on the team. I was talking with Chad before the game, saying you got Macy Reynolds at point guard, but then you got 4, 5, 10 girls all around her, and it makes you guys very, very long. How do you plan to try to slow her down a little bit down there in the post? And I guess who's going to be taking on Cindy Booker down in the post?
Whoever's closest to her. She's a really good player, and she's gotten better even from last year. When she gets the ball down there, she's going to score, or she's going to get fouled and go to the free throw line, and she shoots the ball well from the free throw line too. So you got to limit her touches for sure underneath, and then try to also stay wide on the outside. So we're going to have our hands full defensively.
It seems like your girls just step up kind of in big games like this, and namely Macy Reynolds and Cindy Baumgardner in last year's game, 21 points and 27 points for those two combined, and having some very good games. Cindy especially, almost a triple-double in that one, had a lot of rebounds, a good amount of assists, and a couple of blocks as well. But is that just kind of in the DNA of your players, and especially those two right there, that they realize the big games like this one just the semifinals, but still just as big? Is that just kind of in their DNA, or is that something you're able to coach them?
They love the game of basketball. They just love it, and so when they come out here, it's just another opportunity for them to play the game that they love, and they've been doing it for a while now. This whole group has, and there's a lot of chemistry that goes on with it too, and I think those two have a special bond, especially out on the court.
Now, lastly, Coach, just a couple of keys to the game for you guys to try to come out victorious tonight. What are they?
Defense first mentality. We got to play good defense, and then everything else will fall into place, but we got to shut it down defensively first.
All right, that's head coach Jordana Walk-Robinson with the St. Genevieve Dragons. Coach, we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back in a moment right here on the Flakes Equipment pregame show.
Cozine Memorial Chapel has been serving Farmington and the surrounding communities since 1864. Their commitment of service to the community is deeply rooted in Missouri history and is the foundation for everything they do today. John Cozine is proud to be the 4th generation to operate Cozine Memorial Chapel and is proud to support Farmington High School. Cozine Memorial Chapel, serving families for generations at 217 West Columbia Street in Farmington. I'm sitting here at Pizza 101 South in Bonne Terre with owner Dustin. And Dustin, I got to tell you, I am absolutely impressed with just about everything here.
Thanks, Mark. We're pretty excited about the work we've done here.
I tell you what, the pizza is awesome. The wings are amazing. And don't get me started on all the pastas, the salads, and the other appetizers.
We're pretty proud of our food and our selection that we have here. People can come in, they can dine in, they can carry out, and they can pick up from our window.
Well, you've got me sold. Pizza 101 South in Bonne Terre. It's the place to be for great family food and fun.
Back here in the TJ Foulon Fieldhouse from the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. Your next step, you're listening to the MIMO Info Sports Stream. It's the 65th annual Bob Seacrest Junior Central Christmas Tournament. The Central Rebels on the girls' side, the number 1 seed, moving on to the championship. That'll be played coming up Thursday, New Year's Eve at 6 o'clock. You can listen to that one on J98 The Boot. Right now, though, we got number 2 St. Genevieve and number 3 Steelville. These two teams met in the girls' championship a year ago. Went to double overtime. It was 78-74 in favor of the Dragons. It was a game that the Dragons led by quite a lot, 20 points, and freshman Naomi Perkins came all the way, got Steelville to get the game all the way back, got it close. She had 8 threes and 26 points in that game, and she'll look to have a good one again tonight. Let's get to your starting lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by Presbyterian Manor, the way you want to live in Farmington, or online at presbyterianmanor.org. For the number 2 St. Genevieve Dragons, 3-2 on the season. They will be the home team on the scoreboard in their home white uniforms. Number 3 is a senior, Macy Reynolds, averaging 16 points a game, had a career-high 31 in their first-round game against Potosi. Number 34, Sydney Baumgardner, another senior, 5'11", averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. 22 is Marissa Fleeg, a 5'11 senior, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4.5 assists a game. Number 11, Megan Aubuchon, a senior, 5'10", and number 12 is Abby Moore, a junior, who is 5'9". Those are your starting 5. Head coach Jordana Walk-Robinson for the St. Genevieve Dragons. For the number 3 Steelville Cardinals, they are 8-2 on the season. District champs a year ago, going 22-6. They look like this. Their head coach is Seth Collins. Number 0 is Sydney Booker, a senior, averaging 22 points a game. Number 11 is Toby Pennock, a sophomore, who's 5'6". Naomi Perkins wears the number 10. Haley Woodall, number 5. And Alyssa Church, the point guard, a senior, and wears the number 24. The Cardinals in their away red uniforms with black and white trim, black numbers with white trim around those. The Dragons with their white home uniforms, green letters, green trim, and black trim around the green. We're just about ready for tip-off, brought to you by New Era Bank. Easy to save your coins and change with New Era Bank's Roundup Savings. To see how easy it is, visit your local New Era Bank or online at newerabank.com. New Era Bank, member FDIC. Tip is up and away, and the Cardinals will have the first possession of this second semifinal matchup here on the MIMO Info Sports Stream. Glad to be joined by everyone out there. Cardinals moving it around, man-to-man defense look for the Dragons. And the Cardinals will have it on the right wing. Back top the key it goes now into the high post to Woodall. Woodall turning around, looking around. Now here's the 3 ball from the right side from Perkins. Off the mark short. Careens out of bounds. Thrown back inbounds by Perkins. And then stolen away by the Dragons. Baumgardner will bring it up the court across the timeline. On the top of the key, looking inside. Cardinals drop back in their 1-3-1 defense. Heard from Coach Collins beforehand saying they got to get into their defense. That's where they make their bread and butter. Outside on the right wing, it goes to Baumgardner. Looks inside, will bring it back towards the top of the key between the circles and in the hands of Macy Reynolds. Marissa Fleeg's left open in the corner. She'll penetrate, put a pass down low for Abby Moore. Moore goes up and will knock it down for the first 2 of the game. Abby Moore, out of the starting 5, only averages 3.5 a game. And then a turnover down low on the Cardinals on the inbounds, and the Dragons are going to get it right back. So the Dragons showing that full court pressure, turning it into a turnover, and they're going to have it underneath the basket and a chance to put some more points on the board. They inbound Fleeg, kick out Reynolds. She'll take a deep 3 ball on the way. That one's good. Macy Reynolds getting it started on her first shot of the ball game. 31 points in just 3 quarters of action against Potosi. She had 26 of those in the first half. Cardinals trying to come across timeline. That's a 10-second call. How about this start by the Dragons? Jordana Walk-Robinson, a little bit of a jog out onto the court, celebrating the start. Back-to-back turnovers. And I believe Steelville is going to take a timeout here. Cardinals going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. So just 1:15 into the ball game. It's a 5-0 start. Abby Moore gets a good bucket down low. Another turnover turns into a triple by Macy Reynolds. And the Steelville Cardinals starting off slow in this one. And similarly to last year, St. Gen built a 20-point lead in that championship game. And this is what Coach Collins talked about. He's got to come out with some energy. And so far, the Dragons coming out with a lot of energy in the semifinal.
You know, we saw the Dragons play in that shootout against Arcadia Valley about a week and a half ago. AV had so much trouble even getting the ball past half court. Potosi a little bit of that as well. But, you know, I didn't know if Steelville would have trouble getting the ball across half court like the others have, but so far they have.
Well, so far St. Gen has been dicing up that 1-3-1 zone. At least on the one possession they've had the chance to do so. Here's a skip pass to the left wing for Moore. She'll penetrate, kick out Reynolds. Now on the right baseline it goes to Fleek. She'll send up the jumper and knock it down. 3 of 3 from the field. Fleek the beneficiary that time. It's 7-0 and Dragons on top. Back at the other end, Cardinals could have been a travel. No call. Down low, stolen away by Moore. Moore will hand it off to Sydney Baumgardner, and she'll bring it up the court for the Dragons. Tried to force a pass in the left baseline. That one stolen away by Church for the Cardinals. Back the other way we go for the team in red. Down low. Little Euro step for Perkins. Off the glass too hard. Rebound Baumgardner. Back up the other way we go. Reynolds at the top of the key. She'll drive in through 2 defenders. She'll get the foul, and she'll be at the line for 2 shots. So a frenetic pace at the start of this one. These two teams love to get out in transition, and especially St. Gen. They're actually going to call this foul on the ground. It's going to be the first foul on either team. That'll go on Haley Woodall for the Steelville Cardinals. That'll be her first. 5:57 to play in the first quarter. It's a 7-0 lead for the St. Genevieve Dragons. Taking it out under the basket. Wide open Fleeg on the right elbow. No good off the back iron. Alyssa Church the rebound. Church will bring it up now for the Cardinals. On the top of the key and penetrating. She'll kick out to the left wing for Pennock, and they're going to call a foul on the ground before the pass. That's going to go on Macy Reynolds. That'll be her first for the Dragons.
I love the post play out of Steelville. Their half-court game I thought was exceptional in the first round. The question is, if St. Gen can get them into an up-and-down game, can they play fast as well as the Dragons?
They're going to inbound to Booker between the circles here. Booker is going to penetrate at the free throw line, kick out left corner. Now penetrating the Cardinals, kick out top of the key for Pennock. She'll take a deep 3. That one's short off the front iron. Macy Reynolds the rebound for the Dragons. Back the other way. Tried to get a pass off to Aubuchon. A little too high for her. Saved it back in bounds for the Cardinals. And the Cardinals will have it going back the other way after the turnover. Church all the way at the other end. They're going to call a foul, a push. And Church couldn't get the bucket to go, but she will be at the line for 2 freebies. Not a ton of contact, and I think that's what Coach Walk Robinson was kind of complaining about as well. That foul going to be called on Sydney Baumgardner. That'll be her first. So now Reynolds and Baumgardner pick up a foul. Melissa Church will be at the free throw line. First one on the way, nothing but nylon. Melissa Church came into this game averaging 11 points a contest. Had 14 of them in their first game against Fredericktown, and most of those came in the second half. All 10 of them actually in that second half. 7-1 after the missed free throw on the second attempt. 5:19 to play in the first quarter. Dragons back with the ball. Baumgardner, a pass down low, wide open to Fleek. Fleek can't get the bunny to go, however. Church kind of got underneath to alter the shot just enough. Cardinals the rebound, back going the other way. Church is going to set up the offense between the circles, take a couple dribbles to the left. It's a 2-3 zone look defensively for the Dragons. Wide open is Perkins, didn't catch anything. And we got an offensive foul on the rebound. A shove in the back they're going to call on Lauren Davis. Down low, was trying to box out on Marissa Fleeg, and St. Gen going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. 7-1, Dragons on top, 4:57 to play here in the first quarter. Back in a moment. You're listening to the MIMO Info Sports Stream.
Gilster Mary Lee is now looking for owner-operators with their own authority and insurance to pull Gilster trailers round trip from their plants in southeast Missouri to thousands of locations across America. Weekly dependable settlements with a fuel card for significant discounts at the pump. Toll and scale devices are also available if needed. Everything is dry freight on 53-foot vans. Paid downtime and no-touch freight. You will support a private fleet for strictly round-trip lanes. Call Mike Welker at 800-851-5371, extension 3246.
You're listening to the Colts Tractor and Equipment Central Christmas Tournament coverage. Colts Tractor and Equipment, don't just follow the herd, lead the herd. Colts Tractor and Equipment, Highway 32 in Farmington. Dragons hot out on top to start the game, 7-1 with 4:57 to play, but a turnover, a steal by Sydney Booker at the top of that 1-3-1. Back at the other end, and she'll lay it in transition. Sydney Booker, her first 2 points of the ball game. She had 28 of them against Fredericktown in just 3 quarters the other night. So her and Macy Reynolds putting up some big performances in this tournament so far. Dragons at the other end, up 7-3. Great pass down low. Megan Aubuchon is going to be the beneficiary of the pass from Fleeg. And now 4 different Dragons have scored to start this game. And Chad, you mentioned it in their last game against Potosi. This team loves to share the ball. So far, they're doing it very well.
Yeah, they're such a good passing, like Central, such a good passing team.
There's a missed shot by Steelville, but then an offensive rebound by Booker after a missed box out by Fleeg, and Booker is fouled on the putback attempt. Foul's going to be called on Abby Moore. That'll be her first, team's third. And that'll send Sydney Booker to the line, averaging 22 points a game, 9 rebounds. She also got 2 steals a game at the head of that 1-3-1, but can't convert on the first free throw attempt. Booker 28 points in their first game against Fredericktown, a win of 64-36 to send them here to the semifinals today. Second free throw on the way. That went in and out about halfway down and pops back out. No good on the second attempt. 9-3, Dragons on top. 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Baumgardner on the right side will skip it over to the left wing, looking down low to Moore, saved in bounds, but then they're going to say Lauren Davis stepped on that end line. They'll stay with the Dragons underneath the basket. 2 subs coming in for the Dragons. One of them will be Dalen Pryor and Haley Woodall checking back into the lineup, as Pennock and Davis will take a rest on the bench for the Cardinals for the time being. Baumgardner will take it out on the C and Central underneath the basket. Reynolds left open on the top of the key, but it got blocked by the Cardinals. Good block by Dalen Pryor. Cardinals have it going back the other way. Church top of the key, driving in. Kick out to Pryor. Lost the handle out of bounds and going back to the Dragons. So pretty good defensive transition there for the Dragons. Morgan Schwent going to check in here for St. Gen. That'll send Abby Moore to take a rest on the bench as well. 6-point advantage for the Dragons. Just over halfway in here to the first quarter. 3:40 to play. Reynolds across the timeline, heading on that 1-3-1 into the corner. It goes to Baumgardner. She'll fire away a triple. That one off the mark. And a couple of good defensive, that one might have been tipped as well. A couple of good defensive plays by the Cardinals the last 2 possessions on 3s taken by St. Gen. Booker in the high post at the other end. She's going to kick out to her teammate in Church. Church is going to penetrate, bounce it off to the right side, and now left side it goes to Perkins. Her 3 on the way, rattles it in. Naomi Perkins finally knocks one down. 1 of 2 to start this game. She had 8 of them against St. Gen last year in the championship, 9-6, and it's a 1-possession ball game in the first quarter with 3 minutes to play. Pass down low to Marissa Fleeg, and there's that size playing a factor. Baumgardner to Fleeg down low all the way over the top, and Fleeg is able to convert. Team high 4 points for Marissa Fleeg, 11-6, St. Gen on top. Steelville barely getting it across, but then throwing it into the backcourt. That should be a backcourt violation. They're going to call a jump ball. And it's going to stay with St. Gen no matter what. They got it across. Alyssa Church was on the other side of the half-court line, threw it in the backcourt. Didn't call that, but they got a jump ball. And St. Gen will wind up with the ball. Up 11-6, 2:44 to play in the first quarter. Here's Morgan Schwent with the ball on the right wing. Into the corner it goes to Abby Moore. Tried to get a skip pass, kind of slipped out of her hands, and it's picked off by Alyssa Church. Cardinals going back the other way. All the way to the basket. Blocked away by Reynolds, the shortest player on the court. Reynolds now leading the break for St. Gen. Left-handed layup, no good, but she does get fouled by Dalen Pryor, as Pryor is going to pick up her first foul off of the bench. Team's third for Steelville. 11-6 lead for St. Gen. Macy Reynolds stepping up to the charity stripe, 67% free throw shooter coming into this Central Christmas tournament. First one on the way. That one off the left iron. Bounces out, no good. We'll get another sub coming in for St. Gen. That'll be Abby Moore. She'll come in for Megan Aubuchon, who will take a rest on the bench. Reynolds will try to do it again from the charity stripe this time. Second one on the way. That one will rattle in for Reynolds. She's got 4 points, tying Fleeg for the team high. 12-6, on top by 6 for the Dragons with 2:26 to play here in the first quarter. There's a stretched out 1-3-1 three-quarter court press, and Steelville gets through it this time and almost thrown into the backcourt and saved somehow by Pryor, as Woodall will pick it up. Now stolen away by the Dragons off of a foot, out of bounds, and going back to the Cardinals. So it goes all the way down to the other end line. The Cardinals still going to have to go the full length of the court and going to have to break that St. Gen press once again.
Well, St. Gen will be one of those teams that, when you practice, you're practicing 5-on-8, just because that's what it feels like when you're going against that pressure.
Church comes across into a trap. We'll pass it off to Pryor. A double team coming now, a triple team coming. Really spread out 1-3-1. Wide open down low and then hammered by Abby Moore as she was late on the transition. She was the bottom feeder of that 1-3-1. That's going to send Naomi Perkins to the charity stripe for a couple of freebies. It's going to be the second foul on Moore, 14th foul on St. Jen. A chance for Perkins, the sophomore, to cut into the 6-point advantage put on by the Dragons. That'll catch the front end of the rim and fall in with the shooter's touch. For Naomi Perkins, 4 points for her. As we'll get our first look at Jaden Pullins into the game for the Dragons. Second free throw good as well for Perkins. She's got 5 of them, a game high 5, 12-8. St. Jen still on top by 4, 1:48 to play here in the first quarter. Here's Reynolds on the right wing. Now skips it to the left side for Pullins. Into the corner it goes to Baumgardner. Baumgardner will skip it all the way back to the right wing. Reynolds thought about taking the 3. Now she'll penetrate past 2 defenders. We got a blocking foul. I believe this one's going to be tagged on Naomi Perkins, and St. Jen will take it out underneath the basket. They do tag Perkins with it. That's going to be her first. So now 4 different Cardinals with a foul. That's the 14th foul. Baumgardner will take it out under the basket. It's a flat 4 set, inbound to Fleeg right away. Similar to what we saw with Kaylee Kimball in Central, and Fleeg will get the floater to go from the middle of the lane. 6 points for Marissa Fleeg.
You can't help. You can't help on when you play defense against St. Genevieve, because as soon as you help, the next person is just as good.
Perkins at the other end. Shot fake on a 3. Drove in, missed the 10-foot jumper, and Dragons the rebound going back the other way. Quick pass up to Fleeg. Great receive. Somehow passed it back in to Aubuchon on the opposite block. That ball was sailing out of bounds. Fleeg, one-hand catch, scoops it off to Aubuchon on the opposite block, and Aubuchon gets grabbed, and a foul is called by on the Cardinals, I should say. 5th team foul. And that one going to be called on Alyssa Church, so her first. So now 5 different players with 1 foul for the Cardinals. 1:10 to play here in the first quarter. Dragons with the ball. Inbound Fleeg. Turn around, no good. Rebound, Aubuchon, no good. Got her own rebound again. Put back, got fouled, and she'll be at the line for 2 shots. Try again. There's Megan Aubuchon, the 5'10 senior. That's what makes this St. Gen team so tough. You got Macy Reynolds at 5'4", but then you got Baumgardner 5'11", Fleeg 5'11", Aubuchon 5'10", and Moore 5'9". Aubuchon at the line will rattle in the first free throw.
I know you look at Reynolds, and like if you're on the playground, you're going to pick all these other tall players, and then you look up, and Macy's got 27 points or 31 points, and she's buzzing in and out of traffic and stealing every other pass.
Well, Cindy Baumgardner, the fourth leading scorer on the team this year with 11 points, has not scored in this contest yet. St. Gen giving fits with the full court pressure. Barely get it across through the Cardinals. Down low it goes to Woodall. Misses the bunny. Good pressure, though, defensively by the Dragons. Kick out Perkins. A shot fake. Reverse it along the perimeter to Pryor for a triple. That one off the front iron doesn't rattle in. And Fleeg, the good rebound. Outlet to Reynolds, who will come across the timeline on the left side. She'll bring it towards the left wing. Pull it back out towards the top of the key. Just 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pullins skip it over to Reynolds. Now bounce it into Baumgardner. She'll take a triple from the left side. That one too deep, no good. Offensive rebound, though, for Aubuchon. Back up. A lot of contact, no call. Baumgardner, after the miss, will go back up and in and find her first points of the ball game. 10-point lead with 16 seconds to play in the first. That's going to go off of Reynolds' hip and out of bounds and stay with the Cardinals on the far sideline just in front of their bench. Still have to get it across that half-court line with 15 seconds to play. And it's picked off by the Dragons. Pullins on the near sideline with 10 seconds. Reynolds on the top of the key. Has a defender behind her. Takes the 3. Got it blocked away. Probably could have called a foul. Now 3 seconds for the Cardinals from half court. That attempt no good. And the buzzer sounds. 18-8. And an interesting ending to the first quarter, but a really strong first quarter showing both defensively and offensively for the St. Genevieve Dragons. 18-8. They lead it after 1. You're listening to the Bob Seacrest Jr. Central Christmas Tournament right here on the MIMO Info Sports Stream.
Make it a great family night at Applebee's Bar and Grill in Farmington. Hi, my name is Amy Cousins, General Manager at your local store. Maybe start out with a couple of appetizers: boneless wings, onion rings, mozzarella sticks, spinach artichoke dip, chicken quesadilla. There's so much to choose from. Let the kids pick from the kids menu, then for yourself, choose one of our favorites. Steaks, ribs, seafood, pasta, we have it all. Go to Applebee's.com for the full menu and look for our happy hour prices. Doing good in the neighborhood, Applebee's Bar and Grill in Farmington.
Cleaning chemicals, disinfectants, and paper products are just a few of the items available from C&C Suppliers in Farmington. I'm Cheryl Sneed, owner of C&C Suppliers, a janitorial and food service supplier for commercial and residential use. We carry cleaning products, disposable food containers, gloves, sanitizers, disinfectants, face masks, shields, paper products, and so much more. Find C&C Suppliers on Facebook or stop by our location on Flat River Road in Farmington.
Strong start for the number 2 St. Genevieve Dragons, 18-8. They lead it over the number 3 Steelville Cardinals in a rematch of last year's girls championship here in the Central Christmas Tournament. A game that went to double overtime, 78-74 in favor of those Dragons. Tell you what, this Dragons team looking pretty strong to start out this game.
Well, they look fantastic, and the thing is, they look fantastic in the full court, and that, to me, that's been the difference. But even in the half court, they've been pretty tough. I just think Steelville has to make it a little bit more of a half-court game. I think that's where they excel a little bit more.
Well, the Cardinals in the half-court here. Church driving through 2 defenders is going to get a shot to fall from the left side of the basket. Strong drive by their point guard, Alyssa Church. Will find her 3rd point of the ball game. 18-10 now, just 30 seconds in here to the first quarter. Baumgardner looking down low to Aubuchon. Might have gotten pushed a little bit. Now she does get the foul call on the shot. So turns out on the fortunate side of things for the Dragons, and Aubuchon going to be sent to the line for another couple of free throws. Knocked down 2 of them in the first quarter. All 5 starters have scored for the St. Gen team. And there's Aubuchon with another one. She's got 5 now. Fleeg leading the way with 6 of them. Reynolds has 4. Baumgardner 2. Aubuchon now with 5. And 2 of them for Moore. Give them 6 for Megan Aubuchon. 20-10. Back up by 10. The Dragons go. With 7:32 to play here in the first half. Booker in the backcourt. Trying to get the ball up for the Cardinals. Still trying to come across the timeline. They do. Church on the left wing now on the Rebels logo. Looking to skip it over to the right side. Instead passes it off to Perkins. Great pass down low to Booker. And she'll lay it in with the right hand. That's one player they need to get the ball to. Sydney Booker so dangerous down low in that post position. And a good job. 20-12 right now. 7:07 to play in the second quarter. Reynolds moving along the perimeter to the right side for Fleeg. Reynolds will catch it left wing. Now she'll penetrate through a defender. Wow, what a shot. They're going to call it on the ground, though. Reynolds ran into Woodall, put up a shot in the process. High off the glass, got it to fall. But they're going to call the foul on the ground. Now we're going to be called on Haley Woodall, and that's going to be her 3rd foul now for Woodall. The team's 8th, and that's going to send Reynolds to the line for a 1 in bonus for the 67% free throw shooter. Front end on the way, nothing but net. 5 points for the senior, averaging 16 a game, and while that's gone up since her career high of 31 on Saturday. Another good shot there, 22-12. St. Gen on top, 6 points for the senior, and St. Gen back in their full court 2-2-1 press. They get it up to Perkins, make that Pennock. Pennock will get it back to Booker. Booker looking in the midcourt to Church. Church will get it across the timeline. Left side, open Perkins for a triple. That one doesn't rattle in, sat on the rim. And then a foul at the other end by Booker on the rebound. And that's going to send Cindy Baumgardner to the line. So Booker, that's just her first foul. And Cindy Baumgardner going to go to the line. 19th foul already on the Cardinals. Still 6:43 to play in the first half. So one more foul, and the Dragons into the double bonus. However, not a terribly strong free throw shooting team, but doesn't matter. Baumgardner's going to knock down the first. Haven't taken a ton of free throws this season as well. Most is from Macy Reynolds, and she shoots them at about 70%. Baumgardner true on both of them right there. 4 points for Cindy Baumgardner, up by 12. Biggest lead of the game for the Dragons. 6:38 to play in the first half. Here's a baseball pass from half court all the way to the right block. What a pass from Perkins to Lauren Davis. And Davis is able to finish at the basket. Her first 2 points of the game makes it 24-14. 6:23 to play in the second quarter. Baumgardner will skip it over to Reynolds on the right side. Fleeg in the right corner will bring it back out to the wing. Reynolds will penetrate through 3 defenders, and it's stolen away by Booker. Averages 2 of those a game. Back the other way. Booker down low. Good move. High off the glass. Too strong. And a great rebound by Abby Moore for the Dragons. She'll outlet it to Baumgardner. Will slow it up. Come across the timeline. Get some directions from her head coach and Jordana Walk-Robinson. Fakes inside. Outside Reynolds. Shot fake. Drives in on the left baseline. Ran into some contact. And I think Alyssa Church has an argument there, was just standing, and Reynolds ran straight into her, and they're going to tag Church with the foul. That's going to be the second foul on Alyssa Church, the 10th team foul. Big disparity on the scoreboard. 10 for Steelville and only 4 for St. Gen right now. Sends Reynolds to the line for a double bonus, and is going to rattle in the first. So St. Gen, they've got 7 points right now in the second quarter, all of them from the free throw line. Make it 8. 8 points now for Macy Reynolds. And St. Gen is going to take a timeout as well. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 5:53 to play in the first half. 26-14. St. Gen on top by 12. Back in a moment right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Hi, welcome to the UPS store.
Yeah, I'd like to ship this package.
Great, I can help you with that and every other ing.
Did you just say every other ing?
Printing, packing, copying, faxing, freighting, any ing your small business needs.
Shredding.
Yep.
Mailboxing.
Uh-huh.
Notarizing?
That too.
Wow, that's really some ing.
Now you're getting it.
The UPS store. Every ing for small business. And of course, shipping.
Hi, this is Jim, owner of the UPS store in Festus. See us now at our new location at 650 North Creek Drive next to Tiger Express Car Wash.
This is Dr. Karen Melton at Hearing Care Partners. We hope you don't miss a single thing this sports season. Stop by for a free hearing screening so you'll hear every play and the person sitting right next to you. One of the best parts of the game is chatting with old friends and making new ones. We wish all our local players a safe and healthy sports season. It's Hearing Care Partners. Find us online at hearingcarepartners.com.
12-point advantage for the number 2 St. Gen Dragons over the number 3 Steelville Cardinals, 26-14. The Cardinals barely get it across the timeline, but still some pressure coming. Booker down low, a shot fake, and a good finish from Sydney Booker to break through that press. 6 points for the senior for the Cardinals. Back to a 10-point advantage for the Dragons, I should say, 26-16. 5.5 to play here in the second quarter. Here's Abishon on the right corner. We'll skip it over to Reynolds on the left wing. Got tipped away for the moment, then throws it over the top back to Schwent. On the right side, Schwent will bounce it into Reynolds, left open for a triple. She'll take it, can't get it to go, and the rebound to the Cardinals. Lauren Davis will sky for it. Now lets it to Toby Pennock, who will come across the timeline for the Cardinals. Right side, it goes into the hands of Church, who will set up an offense. Fakes to the right, pass to the left for Pennock. Will bounce it off back to Church, tap the key. It's a handoff to Perkins, goes right side to Davis, looks inside, kick it back out to Pennock on the right corner. Pennock looking around, will skip it over to Church, fakes left, goes right, spins around, now drives into the basket, wide open lane, lays it in with the left hand. Good move by Alyssa Church.
I mean, that's just hours in the gym right there. You know, working on your skills, one-on-one, taking somebody right off the dribble and then spinning off of it and heading toward the goal. Terrific move.
And we got a kicking violation on Sydney Booker, so it'll stay with St. Gen here on the near sideline. Pretty easy stop right there. Morgan Schwinn tried to bounce it in, kind of telegraphed it. Booker just said, you know what, we're just going to stop that one right there with the left foot.
You know, it's easy to see Booker's value on the offensive end. You know, he saw well scoring over 20 a game and everything, but I think she's equally valuable at the top of this 1-3-1.
Absolutely. A lot of length, 6 foot in height, and poses a lot of problems at the top of that 1-3-1. Here's a skip pass to Fleeg in the right corner. Back to Baumgardner on the right wing. Now she'll penetrate. Still penetrating, looking around, and skips it back, and it's stolen away by Perkins. Off to Booker now on the timeline. She comes across, she'll slow it up, looking for a point guard in Church. Dragons dropping back in their 2-3 zone defense. 4:05 to play in the first half, 26-18. It's only 8 points. Perkins for a triple, got it! Naomi Perkins getting Steelville right back into this game just like she did last year.
I was going to say they were down 20 last year, right? So this is nothing.
26-21, Cardinals within 5. Baumgardner on the left wing for the Dragons. Working against that 1-3-1. More at the top of it. We'll throw it over to the top now to Fleeg on the right side. Reynolds left open for the moment in the corner. They get it in the middle, back out to Baumgardner on that left wing. 3:35 to play in the second quarter. Dragons only up by 5 now. Fleeg and an offensive foul down low. Fleeg made a 3 deep from the right side, but off the ball, Aubuchon was trying to post up, and she's going to be tagged with the offensive foul. So a stop for the Cardinals, 26-21. They're down by 5 with 3.5 to play in the first half, and a chance to get it within 1 possession. Here's Pennock across the timeline into a triple team, almost stolen away. Now Church has it. Into the right corner goes to Davis. Spotting up, driving in on the right baseline. Passes off to Booker. She'll drive in. Left hand off the glass. Good, and the foul. Head coach Walk Robinson can't believe it, but Sydney Booker going to be at the line for a bonus free throw. It's 26-23, and a chance for Booker to make it a 2-point ball game.
Look at their execution in the half court. The last 2 times, a dribble and a spin. That time it's Booker going from the left block. She gets a little bit of space in the mid-post and then strong with the left hand to the goal.
Third foul on Abby Moore. She'll have to come out for the rest of the half. That'll bring in Sophia Pollins at the line. Booker, knock it. 7 points in this quarter for Booker. She's got 9 on the ball game. It's 26-24. St. John back with the ball. 3 minutes to play. Reynolds in the deep left corner. Thought about taking the 3. Double doesn't come. Now she'll penetrate to the left baseline. Pull it back out off to Baumgardner. Baumgardner will split the defense on the left side. Hold the ball above her head. Still looking around. Throws it over the top to Fleeg. Into 2 defenders. Now puts up a shot. Can't get it to go. And a good rebound by the Cardinals. At a chance to take their first lead of the game. Church will come across the timeline on the right side. She'll penetrate, looking down low, but that's going to be a travel. Had a pass for a second, hesitated, and it turned into a travel. She was looking for Booker on that left baseline, and it's going to go back to the Dragons. Still 26-24 with 2:40 to play in the first half now. And we talked to Coach Walk Robinson before the game saying, what did you guys have to change? He goes, just keep running the same things and just try not to let Perkins get hot like she did in that first game. Here's Pollins on the right side. Try to throw it over the top. There's Booker with her size and length in the middle with another steal. Now picks up her dribble off the Church. Left open for a triple. Doesn't take it. Now she'll penetrate to the basket. Good pass off to Davis. She'll put up a shot from the left side and got it to go. And we got a tie ball game at 26. 4 points for Lauren Davis. All knotted up at 26. Here's Pollins on the right wing. Looking over the top again. Had to throw it high in the air to get it over Booker. Reynolds will take a triple. That one off the mark. Rebound, Steelville again. St. John has gone cold from the floor. Here's Church. Up to Davis it goes on the right corner. Check that as Perkins. She'll take a triple from the top of the key. No good. Offensive rebound for Booker. Back up and too strong. And the rebound to Pollins for the Dragons. Steelville can't take the lead quite yet. Baumgardner on the top of the key. Looking left. They'll pull it back out towards the top for Reynolds. Will kick out Pollins on the wing. She'll throw it over the top to Baumgardner. She'll penetrate through 2 defenders and pass it straight to the Cardinals. Perkins off of a foot of a Dragon now. Now diving on the floor, still in the backcourt is Steelville. Going to have to get it across quickly. And somehow do. Pennock will throw over the top for Perkins on the left side. Down low, wide open is Booker. Lost the handle, still goes up, blocked away by Baumgardner. Good transition defense. Reynolds at the other end, 1-on-3 through 2 defenders. And they're going to get a blocking foul on Alyssa Church. And that is her 3rd foul now. So 3rd foul on Alyssa Church. She'll have to come out with 1:09 to play in the first half. Tie ball game at 26.
Would it be appropriate to call Macy Reynolds fearless?
Yes.
Would that apply?
100%.
I think so.
Reynolds at the line. Isn't going to get the first one to go off the back iron. Too strong. Galen Pryor going to check in for Church, who picks up her 3rd foul. And Morgan Schwent in for Megan Aubuchon for some defensive action after this free throw. No good on the first one. Second one on the way. That one no good as well. And St. John just have gone absolutely cold. Tied up at 26. Booker across the timeline on that left side now, leading the offense. Passes off to Pryor. Will hand off to Davis. And now still they don't have their point guard in, but Davis going to take the Lions head here. Pass down low to Pryor. Too strong. Booker the rebound. Too strong again. And Baumgardner the rebound for St. John.
That's 3 straight from point blank.
Wide open for Steelville. Couldn't convert on either of them. 40 seconds to play now in the first half. Baumgardner directing traffic of the 1-3-1 defense for the Dragons. Back out to Baumgardner. It looks like might just try to waste some time to take that last shot. They want to take the lead going into halftime if they can. Reynolds in the left wing. And out of the corner goes to Pollins. We'll pull it back out to Reynolds with 23 seconds on the clock.
But probably more importantly, Jacob, you just don't want to go into halftime trailing.
Don't want to give any momentum to this Cardinal squad who already has a lot going their way. And I don't know if you want to call it a silly foul, but it's a tough foul call. Really pretty good defense, but they're going to call a foul on Sydney Booker at the top of that 1-3-1. Tried to cut off Reynolds, but Reynolds just quicker than Booker and beat her to the spot.
I think that's Booker. I think that's Reynolds making a play. Creating a little contact as she went around, and kind of a tough chance for Booker.
Well, Reynolds has scored 5 free throws, 5 points, I should say, in this quarter. All of them from the charity stripe. Make it 6 of them. So back up by 2, the Dragons go. 13.9 seconds to play in the first half. Cardinals going to have to try to get but a shot. Here's Pennock, top of the key with 8 seconds. Left wing, it goes to Perkins with 7. Perkins with the ball in her hands, back to Pennock with 4. Top of the key, we'll give it back to Perkins with 2. She'll put up a shot, too short. Buzzer sounds. St. Gen leads at the half, 28-26, and after St. Gen just went completely cold, got a couple of free throws from Macy Reynolds at the end of it to take the lead into halftime. The number 2 St. Genevieve Dragons leading the number 3 Steelville Cardinals here in the second semifinal. A date set up with the Central Rebels and the number 1 seed in the championship game coming up on New Year's Eve. Halftime is here, 28-26. Dragons on top. Take a short break. When we come back with the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show and hear from both head coaches from our previous game, Ricky Turnbow and Josh Mates. Keep it tuned in to the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
It was 1963, and Fleeg's Equipment in St. Genevieve was founded as a family-owned and operated business where it remains to this day by our brothers Dave and Herb Fleeg. In 2016, our second location in Leadington opened. Hi, I'm Jason. Fleeg's Equipment is known best for selling exceptional equipment such as Case IH, Massey Ferguson, Hustler Turf, Spartan, Vermeer, Cub Cadet, and many more. Fleeg's Equipment is also known for outstanding service from the time you enter the door or pick up the phone. Because at Fleeg's Equipment, we ask that you let our family take care of your family. There are lots of places to get a mower, tractor, or a piece of equipment, but none with the history or longevity of Fleeg's Equipment. We are a proven family with certified technicians and customer service where you're more than just a number. Your business is family tradition here at Fleeg's Equipment. Fleeg's Equipment, Highway 32 in St. Genevieve and on the outer road in Leadington. Online 24/7 at fleegs.com. Fleeg's Equipment, let our family serve your family. It was 1963.
Welcome into the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Jacob Vincent with you. Chad Speaker to my left. Jake Reed back in our Farmington studios producing this one for us. A shout out to him getting all together the interviews and the highlights, and then we'll bring you the recaps coming up after this. Don't forget, we will have coverage of the quarterfinal action coming up in just a little bit on the boys' side. That'll be over on J98. Got a couple of good games over there. Actually, some really good games over there. South Iron, we're looking forward to seeing Festus again. They looked really good against Fredericktown. Second one will feature St. Gen and Farmington. Farmington's only loss is to St. Gen earlier this year. And then our first look at North County in this tournament. They got a bye into the quarterfinals. They will take on DeSoto. Then the host Central against a really solid Steelville team at that number 6 spot. But right now at halftime, it's St. Gen leading Steelville on the girls' side, 28-26. The number 2 seed on top of the number 3 seed. It was a hot start for St. Gen. They led at the first quarter, 18-8, and I believe they were up 26-14 at one point in that second quarter, and a big run by Steelville to get back into the game.
So a 12-0 run. There was a three-pointer in that. There was also a three-point play during that, and some really nice work down in the paint. I thought they were attacking toward the goal, but the big deal is they took care of the ball. You know, I mean, in order for them to get that to happen, they had to first of all take care of the ball in order for it to happen. So once they got out of that frantic, frenetic 84-foot pace, I thought that, I said it at the beginning, I'm going to stick with it. I think Steelville played better in the half court, and St. Genevieve played better in the full court.
Yeah, and they started to turn them over just a little bit more. St. Gen didn't turn it over a ton. They really just missed their shots in the offensive set. You mentioned it. Steelville playing better in the half court. St. Gen struggled in the half court in that quarter especially. They actually didn't have any field goals in that second quarter. They had all free throws.
Wow.
6 free throws from Reynolds, 2 from Baumgardner, and 2 from Aubuchon. The foul disparity in that first half was a big story, especially for Steelville. There were 12 fouls for Steelville and only 4 of them for St. Gen. And you got to think the Cardinals fans not too happy. Coach Collins probably not too happy as well. And hopefully they're able to even that out. But also, Steelville playing some pretty tough defense down low. And when you got a taller team like St. Gen, there's going to be fouls called like that because you're going to be reaching. You're going to be trying to go over the top. St. Gen just bigger than Steelville right now with the exception of Booker.
And Reynolds using her quickness to get to the foul line really was the difference here in the 2 points. Steelville got what they wanted to when it was tied at 26, Jacob. They had 3 point-blank looks at the bucket and it just wouldn't go for them.
So 28-26 at the half right now, and quickly we'll go through the stats. I mentioned it. Macy Reynolds leading the way right now. She's got 9 points for St. Gen, 3 points for Baumgardner, 6 for Fleeg. All of those came in the first quarter, 6 for Aubuchon, and 2 for Moore. Only the starters have scored for St. Gen. On the other side, Sydney Booker kind of caught fire in that second quarter. 7 points in the second, good for 9 at the half. 8 points for Naomi Perkins. She hit that triple to kind of get that run going for Steelville. 5 points for Church. And Lauren Davis, she's got 4 points off of the bench. 28-26 at the half between St. Gen and Steelville. We'll take a short break when we come back here from both head coaches from our previous game. The winner, Josh Mapes of the Central Rebels, and going into the third place game for AV, Ricky Turnbow. That's coming up right after this on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Whatever your educational goals are, you can achieve them at Jefferson College. With caring faculty, convenient locations, and award-winning academic programs, your future is Jefferson College's focus. To learn more, call 636-797-3000 or visit jeffco.edu for a complete list of degrees and programs. Enroll now.
For higher education, for higher expectations, Jefferson College, Jefferson College, and you.
Going to be joined by Josh Mapes now, Central Rebels head coach. And Coach, first of all, you get to the championship game. That's where you want to be.
That is where we want to be. Last year we got beat in the semifinals, and we lost the third and fourth place game too. So it's an improvement from last year, and we're glad we're just going to get a good test because both of these teams we're getting ready to play are very quality teams with very good coaches. So we're going to get a good game in the championship, and that's what you asked for.
I know you were talking about the fact that you wanted to see the floor. You hadn't played in a while. Did you see any rust, or were you really happy with everything you saw?
I knew the first couple quarters when we haven't played a real game in like 8 or 9 days. It's not going to be what you expect it to be. So we knew that coming in, and we were just glad we got to play today.
I went with Kaylee Kimball as our Applebee's of Farmington player of the game. She led you in scoring with 23, but in a way, it could have been anybody. I've commented so many times when I see your team, I just love how they pass to each other. And Kimball happened to be the recipient of a lot of those good passes today.
Yeah, we talk about being unselfish, and we've got some good kids that are just role players and know how to get Kaylee and Sophia the ball, and they do a good job of that. Like Aubrey doesn't score a whole lot of points, but she gets those other 2 kids shots and passes it where she needs passes, and so does Jessica Holsey.
How have you seen Kaylee improve this year?
I think she's gotten a lot stronger physically in the weight room. She spent a lot of time in the weight room, and she had a great volleyball season. I think that kind of has carried over, and she has a lot of confidence in herself, and she's been a leader this year for us.
Coach, what will you be watching as you scout Steelville and St. Genevieve?
I don't know. They're both really good. Steelville runs a 1-3-1 better than any team I've seen, and St. Gen is the longest, most athletic team we will play. So they're both really tough matchups for us. So I don't know what the heck we're going to do against them.
Congrats on the win. We'll see you in the championship game.
All right. Thank you, guys, and we appreciate the coverage.
That's Josh Mapes joining us on our Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show as his Central Rebels advance to the title game with a 75-44 win over Arcadia Valley.
Hi, this is Brad Smith. Your local, home of the no bull deal. The word local. You've heard the phrase shop local, buy local, but do you really think exactly what that means? When you shop here at Lucas Smith, you put your trust in the hands of all of my employees who also eat, play, work, live, and shop local. Jefferson County is their home too. Why drive for miles when you can buy what's right here in your backyard? All we ask at Lucas Smith Chrysler is to give us the chance to earn your business. Please shop local, and remember, Lucas Smith Chrysler Center in Festus.
There's no joining fee at your Jefferson County Family YMCA. With your membership comes a lot of additional services as well at no charge. With a household membership, your YMCA provides no additional cost childcare while you work out, and all other memberships include unlimited group exercise classes, as well as the Wise Gymnasium, the indoor pool with lap swimming, and aquatic classes too. So sign up today and take advantage of their no joining fee offer till January 31st. For more information, call the Y or sign up online at gwrymca.org. And remember, your memberships can be used at any of the 23 area YMCAs.
That'll conclude our Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show. At the half, 28-26, St. Gen on top of the number 3 Steelville Cardinals. Our coverage of the Central Christmas Tournament all tournament long, brought to you by Coles Tractor and Equipment. Don't just follow the herd, lead the herd. Coles Tractor and Equipment, Highway 32 in Farmington. Don't forget, after this one, there's going to be a short break, and then coming up at 3:45, we will start our coverage over on J98, where we will have coverage of the boys' quarterfinals. Going to be a fun one on the first one. Number 1 South Iron, who's played a heck of a schedule to start the year this year, taking on a Festus team that looked really, really good against Fredericktown.
I think that's such a fun way to get the quarterfinals rolling. And, Festus put so much pressure on you, and they turn you over. That's what we saw in the first round. But I don't think they're going to be able to do that to South Iron. I think Festus is going to probably need to manufacture a little bit more. There's not going to be probably quite as much given to them. And South Iron, too, against pressure, they're not only going to take care of the ball, they're going to attack. They're going to attack to score. I think that's going to be a really fun game.
Well, we were talking about on the way here, South Iron, the number 1 team in Class 1 on the boys' side, and the schedule that they're playing this year is astronomical. They've already taken on Vashon, who's number 1 in Class 4. They did get beat by them. They've taken on Helias Catholic, who went to the Final Four last year in Class 4 and only lost by 2 and could have won that game. They're also taking on Cardinal Ritter coming up on Monday at home, the number 2 team in Class 5, and we will.
You're going to go down there for that?
I think so. I think that'd be a pretty fun one to cover, and should be a pretty fun one.
Got CBC coming up on their schedule.
Christian Brothers College, who's in Class 6 at number 3. So, and
I applaud those higher class teams for playing them. They don't just look at the class and say, well, this is a no-win situation for us. I think they're aware this is a great team and be good for our schedule.
Absolutely. As second half underway, St. John starting out with the ball up by 2, 28-26. These two teams went to double overtime a year ago in the girls' championship game. St. John won that one 78-74. First Central Christmas Tournament championship for St. John. Central had won it quite a few years in succession beforehand, before St. John was finally able to get their first one. Central going to try to get back on top in the championship game, and we'll see who gets a date with them coming up on Thursday. But right now, St. John still with the ball, and some pretty tight-nosed defense being played right now, and poked out of bounds 2 times. St. John keeping it on the near sideline.
The 1-3-1 is such a different defense. You just don't see it very much, but St. Genevieve has the personnel to attack it because you've got Baumgardner and Fleet that are such good passers in the high post. If you can get it there, you can really operate.
And you can do that right there. Throw it over the top to Megan Aubuchon, and Aubuchon able to take some contact, put it up, and get it to go down. Aubuchon now with 8 points on the ball game, 30-26. Dragons back up by 4. They've led by as many as 12 in this ball game, and now a turnover in the middle. Baumgardner will pick it up. Euro step on the right side, too hard off the glass, but Fleeg, the offensive rebound, looking to pass it back out. Moore wide open for a triple. Bang! Abby Moore wide open on the top of the key is able to knock it down, and St. John on top 33-26. Cardinals at the other end. Here's Church, pass off to Perkins, can't get it to go. Back the other way we go. Aubuchon with the ball in her hand for the Dragons. A Euro step for her, and a blocking foul by the Cardinals is going to send Aubuchon to the line for 2 free throws. It's so fun to watch Coach Walk Robinson on the line. She will run from about half court all the way to the end of her coach's box with the action, and she gets a lot of workout on that sideline. Missed free throw on the first attempt by Aubuchon.
Well, here we go. I mean, up and down game again, Jacob, and all of a sudden St. Genevieve is on top by 7. That last 3-pointer, I know Moore gets the points. Fleeg making that happen.
Absolutely. Offensive rebound, but no good on both attempts from the charity stripe that time. They made their bread and butter from the free throw line in the second quarter. At the other end, a crazy shot by Church, trying to draw the contact, but good defense. Dragons with the ball going back the other way. Reynolds dicing up the defense, driving to the basket and finishing with the right hand. And a timeout call. Dragons coming out hot here in this second half. They were up 28-26, and quickly a 7-0 run leads to a 35-26 advantage. We'll keep it right here. 6:28 to play in the third quarter. St. John just coming out firing in the second half, similar to what they did to start the game. You mentioned it, getting into that full court and getting into the transition. They really excel. They have 5 athletes on the court, and they can make the other team pay.
Well, and not only, when they get their offense up and running in the full court, they look very good, but they can, in a way, kind of sucker you into also playing that pace. We saw Steelville come down and take an early shot that was, maybe you're going to make it, maybe you're not, but it's not necessarily an easy shot. It's not their game. It was a little bit forced, and when you miss that thing, well, all of a sudden the Dragons are back up and running again.
So out of the timeouts, only 2 timeouts left for Steelville here in the latter part of the game. Still 6.5 to play here in the third quarter. Could prove huge down the stretch. 35-26 right now. Cardinals will come across the timeline, get it to Davis on the right corner, who starts out this second half. Inside it goes, good pass, but a good block by Baumgardner. Had 5 of those in their game last year. She's got 2 blocks right now. Baumgardner back the other way. Good bounce pass inside to Aubuchon. Will put up a shot and somehow get the runner to go. Just kind of took the pass, put up the shot all in one motion, and got it to go from that right side. Aubuchon, quick 4 points here in the second half. Here's a kick out to Perkins at the other end. A triple on the way and rattles it in. Naomi Perkins, man, she can fill it up from outside.
And she didn't even see the basket. I mean, Baumgardner was right on top of her, all over. No way she could have seen the rim. What a shot.
And And Baumgardner looking over the top for more, a little too high for more over the top, and Coach Walker Robinson asking for a little bit of a push-off. Not going to get the call that time. 37-29, 5:46 to play in the third quarter. Dragons on top. Start off with a 7-0 run before the Perkins triple from that corner. And Perkins are already up to 11 points. She had 8 triples against St. Gen last year in the championship. Booker at the other end, a jumper from the right side from about 15 feet. She'll knock that one down.
She's going to make somebody a really, really good college basketball player, Jacob.
Has great footwork down low, is able to play at the top of the 1-3-1, and then is able to knock down that mid-range jumper. She's got 11 points. 37-31, Dragons on top by 6. Baumgardner kind of penetrating, then pulling it back out. Reynolds will take a deep triple. That one goes in. Macy Reynolds dialing up from downtown. 5 points in the second half for her so far. She's got 14 on the ball game, had 27 against this Cardinals team last year in the championship. 40-31, Cardinals back with the ball. They'll throw it over to the top to Church between the circles. They'll slow it up and set up an offense. It's a man-to-man look on defense now for St. Gen. They were in a 2-3. So they move to a man-to-man here in the second half. Church on that left corner will get it inside, now on the left baseline, poked out of bounds, and a good deflection there by Flea because Booker would have had a drop step, and a pretty open bucket for Sydney Booker. Step coming in for St. Gen. Morgan Schwent will come in for Megan Aubuchon. So Cardinals taking it out under the basket after the inbounds. They'll get it into Pryor. She's loped open for a triple. She'll fire it away. That one no good. And more of the rebound for the Dragons. 4:40 to play here in the third. Up by 9 are the Dragons. Reynolds throws it over the top to Baumgardner on the right side. And I like how they're running this too. You essentially have 2 point guards with Baumgardner and Reynolds on those 2 positions, but Baumgardner going to throw it straight into the teeth of the Cardinals defense that time. Turns into a turnover. Church dribbling around on the top of the key, poked from behind, and now a fight for it. Reynolds going to be tagged with the foul, diving for it as it was loose on the ground, and Reynolds going to be tagged with a foul, her second.
You know, she gets tagged with a foul, Jacob, but you have to appreciate the effort. I mean, there's a dribbler going one way, then the other, and no sooner did she turn around, and Reynolds is on the other side again.
40-31, Dragons on top by 9. 4:15 to play in the third quarter. Here's Perkins on the right wing for the Cardinals, looking towards the left side, and we'll find Pryor on the top of the key. Back to Perkins it goes. On the deep right corner to Church, looking inside, holds the ball above her head, takes a dribble, and passes it back out top of the key. Throws it over the top, looking for Booker, and picked off by Baumgardner. Baumgardner quickly up, it goes to Reynolds. She'll make one person miss. Looked like pretty good defense, a lot of ball, but they're going to call a foul on Dalen Pryor, and that's going to send Macy Reynolds to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, and what Reynolds does is she puts, not only the defender but the official in a tough spot. I'm going to the hole. You see if you can stop me. And by the way, the official, I'm going to create a little contact if I can. I dare you not to blow the whistle.
Did a good enough job to hesitate
Right.
just a little to get in the right position for the referee to make that call. Misses on the first free throw attempt. Second one on the way. She will knock that one down. 6 points here in the second half already for Reynolds, up to 15 on the ball game. A game high. It's stolen away now by Macy Reynolds. On the top of the key, all the way back to the basket. Will pass out to Schwentz. She'll take a shot. That one no good, and Booker the rebound. So an unselfish play that time. Did have Booker in front of her. Now Booker back at the other end for the Cardinals. She'll go all the way to the basket, and that's going to be a travel. Good defense by Schwent. Kind of cut her off for just a second and just threw her off. And picked up her dribble, traveled with it, going back the other way.
Reynolds has shifted into a gear, though, to me, in this quarter that nobody else has. I mean, just everywhere on the floor.
You got to think head coach Walker Robinson might have said something to her to maybe spark a fire under her, especially defensively. That's where it's starting right now. She's knocked down a couple of shots, but it all starts on that defensive side. Here she is again, and she's going to drive in. We're going to call an offensive foul on Abby Moore.
We're going to be a block right there, a moving screen there.
Looked like she kind of pushed Davis in the back, but it also looked like Davis might have thrown like a foot out there or something to try to slow down Reynolds, but they're going to tag Moore with a foul.
They're going to be throwing shoes and chairs and whatever they get their hands on to try to stop Reynolds here before long.
And Fleeg upset because she got taken out. I think they meant to take out Moore because she's got 4 fouls. I think the Dragons coaching staff realizing that now, so Fleeg going to take a rest. Now she'll take a timeout, and we'll see if Flake will come back in. 41-31, timeout on the floor, 3:20 to play here in the third quarter. Back in 30 on the MIMO Info Sports Stream.
Purchasing a hot tub is one of the best decisions you can make for you and your family. Hi, I'm Megan Osbar, manager of Home Pools and Spas in Ludington. There is nothing more rejuvenating than stepping into your own spa, transcending into luxurious and therapeutic relaxation. If you are considering purchasing a hot tub, I invite you to stop in and see what we can do for you. We are Home Pools and Spas on the outer road just south of Ludington.
Home is where the fun is. Everybody's going home.
the timeout taken by St. Gen. 3:20 to play here in the third quarter. It's a 10-point advantage for the Dragons, 41-31. It was just a 2-point advantage at half, and it balloons up to 10 after a 7-0 run to start out this half, and have played some pretty good defense as well. Back at the other end, Cardinals with the ball offensively out of the timeout. Davis on the right wing into the corner, goes to Pryor. Will dribble it back out towards the wing and pass it off to Church between the circles. She'll take a couple dribbles with the left hand to pass off to Perkins. Right side it goes to Pryor, looking down low. She'll penetrate, pull it back out. Good defense down low by Baumgardner. Here's Church on the left wing. Penetrate, puts up a floater in the lane. No good, and Seth Collins not happy with something. I believe they had an open look and couldn't get it to Booker down low possibly. And Coach Collins wasn't happy with it, a missed shot. And going back the other way, Dragons with it. Reynolds will hold it out near the half-court line and pass it over to Baumgardner on the left side now. 2:34 to play here in the third quarter. And Dragons, the time is on their side. The clock is on their side. They don't need a shot, but Reynolds is going to take one off the front iron. No good. It was a good look, but an offensive rebound. Baumgardner missed the bunny, got her own rebound, back up and in. Cindy Baumgardner been quiet offensively, only 6 points. Man, she does a lot for them, both rebounding, defensively as well. She's also coming up with a couple of big blocks. 43-31, back out to that 12-point lead, the biggest they've had all game. 2:04 to play. Booker, kick out to Church, and picked off by Morgan Schwinn. Just a bad pass. Davis had it. Now she'll pass it off to Baumgardner. Will bring it up for the Dragons. 1:54 to play in the third quarter. Up by 12 are the Dragons. Baumgardner. Skip it over to Reynolds on the left side. Dragons doing a really nice job of being methodical on offense, really just seeing where that defense is and making the right pass. Reynolds will take a deep triple. That one off the mark again, but Morgan Schwent, the offensive rebound, couldn't get it to go on the putback, and Cindy Booker, a strong rebound, will be fouled in the process. They're either going to attack Schwent or Pullins with it. That's going to go on Pullins. So Pullins is going to pick up her first foul in the team's third, and that disparity much better here in the second half in terms of fouls. 3 team fouls on St. Jen's, 2 on Steelville so far in the second half, and you could credit Steelville as well as not being as aggressive defensively. 1:28 to play here in the third. Cardinals will come across the timeline. New player in is Reagan Martin on the right wing. Into the corner it goes to Perkins, left open for a triple. Can't get it to fall that time. Offensive rebound for Pryor, got bumped. They're going to call a blocking foul before the shot. Interesting call. I'd probably call that one on the shot, but Steelville will keep it. It's a foul on St. Gen, and it's going to go on Pullins again. Back-to-back fouls on her. The Cardinals will take it out under the basket. Church looking to get it in. Martin left open. She'll take the jumper from the elbow and knock it down.
Boy, wasn't that a pretty shot? I mean, just perfect form. Elbow in, nice flip of the wrist. She was ready.
Reagan Martin, just a sophomore, averaging just 0.9 points a game coming into this tournament. She knocks down the jumper right there and gets it to within 10. 60 seconds to play in the third. Baumgardner will go right side to Reynolds. Now we've seen this St. Gen offense really just start chucking up threes here late in the third quarter. They pass it along the perimeter and then put up a deep three. Reynolds standing out on the corner of that 10-foot volleyball line and the sideline. That's where Baumgardner is on the left side. Into the corner it goes to Fleeg. Fleeg will pull it back out. She'll penetrate and throw it off to Reynolds. That one is going to be tipped out of bounds. I don't know if anybody touched it, but they're going to say it's still St. Gen ball on the far sideline right in front of the bench.
The defender didn't object. That's the only thing that, and maybe she wouldn't anyway, but
36 seconds to play in the third. St. Gen up by 10, and they're going to drop back into a man-to-man defense here for Steelville. It might throw St. Gen off. It's blocked away by Booker. Pullins picks it back up, and she's going to be at the line now after being fouled. It was a good initial block and then fouled on the second attempt. And Pullins is going to be at the line. That foul is going to go on Reagan Martin. That'll be her first. Third team foul on Steelville. Jaden Pullins at the line. First free throw on the way. We'll knock it down. Big free throw for Pullins late in the third quarter. 25 seconds to play. Jaden Pullins was 0 of 2 coming into this tournament from the charity stripe. 1 of 2 that time, but an offensive rebound and a tie-up. Aubuchon diving in there. It's going to be a jump ball, but good effort by Megan Aubuchon.
That's a big play because now all of a sudden, if you can stop Steelville, St. Gen will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Just the fact that she forced the tie-up.
24 seconds to go here in the third. 44-33 is the score. St. Gen on top. Church with the ball for the Cardinals, top of the key. 2-3 zone, and Reynolds reaching in. They're going to call a blocking foul on Reynolds. She wasn't too happy with the call. She did reach in a little bit. That's a third team third foul, I should say, on Reynolds now. 2 more to give for the rest of the game. 12 seconds to play in the third. Church tap the key, will cross over, go left side, driving to the basket, puts up a shot too strong, rebound to St. Gen with 5 seconds. Baumgardner across the timeline, Reynolds left side, deep 3 on the way, had some time, offensive rebound, back up, and no good for Fleeg. Reynolds probably could have gotten a little bit closer, but nonetheless, it's an 11-point advantage at the end of 3 for the St. Genevieve Dragons over the number 3 Steelville Cardinals, a rematch of last year's championship, and sure to be a good one with 8 more minutes on the clock in a fourth quarter upcoming. Keep it tuned in to the MyMo Info Sports Stream. You're listening to the 65th Annual Central Christmas Tournament.
Champions are made here. On our courts, on our fields, and in our classrooms. Why settle for ordinary when you could be part of greatness? Mineral Area College. Become a Cardinal today.
Are you in the market to buy or refinance a home? Hi, Paul Hale here with New Era Bank. And at New Era Bank, we make all of our loan decisions locally. And once the loan is closed, you'll make your payments locally. Therefore, if you ever have an issue with your loan, we're here to help. Our trusted loan officers can help you navigate the sometimes complicated process of home financing. Visit any of our branches today or our website at www.newerabank.com for more information about buying a home. New Era Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. We're broadcasting from the TJ Foulon Fieldhouse. It's the 65th annual Bob Seacrest Jr. Central Christmas Tournament here in Park Hills. Jacob Vinson with you, Chad Speaker to my left, Jake Reed producing and board operating this one back in our Farmington studios. We will move coverage over to J98 coming up for the boys quarterfinals. Those scheduled to start at about 4 o'clock, so pregame coverage will start at 3:45. But we still got a quarter of action here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. St. Gen on top right now, 44-33. And to start out this quarter, you mentioned it, maybe get some momentum for the Dragons, but they turns into a turnover, and the Cardinals will get it right back. So Alyssa Church will bring it up, pass it back to Booker in the backcourt, over to Perkins, and across the timeline it goes to Pennock. Pennock will pull it back out between the circles, get it off to Church, and set up an offense for the Cardinals. Pennock on the left wing being guarded by Aubuchon, will penetrate, kick out to Woodall. Perkins on that left side, and every time Perkins touches the ball now, 2 defenders coming to her in that 2-3 zone. Pennock kick out Perkins. 2 defenders come to her, and now 3 of them over to Church on the right side. Church will go past 1 defender to the basket, put up a shot, get fouled. Can't get it to go, but will be at the line. Will be the 5th team foul. Check that, 6th team foul on St. Gen, and that's going to be the 5th foul on Abby Moore. So Abby Moore fouls out of this ball game with 7:18 to play. Picked up 3 early ones, so that means Jane Pollins and Morgan Schwentz are going to get a lot of playing time here in the 4th quarter. So at the line going to be Alyssa Church, shooting a couple of freebies. First one on the way, that one off the mark, off the front iron, and then kind of rattled off the side. 44-33, and these free throws, especially in the 4th quarter, are going to be huge for this Cardinals team, struggling to score right now. 33 points, make it 34 after a good free throw by Church, but I was going to say, this Steelville team averaging 62 points a game. They're at 34 right now and only giving up 42. They've given up 44 so far. Here's Baumgardner with the ball for the Dragons, throwing over the top. Great pass to Fleek. She'll put up the shot, and good off of the glass. Marissa Fleek has not scored since the 1st quarter when she had 6 points. Just like that, she's got 8 right now. Ball tipped by St. Gen, but picked back up by the Cardinals. Woodall in the right deep corner. Pull it back out, top the key to Church. Had to go to her right to receive the pass. 6:45 to play in the game. 46-34 up by 12 are the Dragons. Pennock will take a 3 from the right side. That one short, no good. Offensive rebound for Woodall. Lost the handle. Will kick out Perkins. Back top of the key goes to Church. She'll drive in into some traffic. Pull it back out and stolen away by Aubuchon. 1-on-1 for Aubuchon. Goes past her defender. Gets fouled but can't get the finish. And will be at the line for 2 shots. That's not going to be called on Naomi Perkins. That's just her 2nd 4th-team foul on Steelville. 6:30 to play here in the game. 46-34 at the line. Megan Aubuchon will knock it down. 11 points Megan Aubuchon averages 13 on the season coming into this tournament, along with 3 steals, and that's what led to these free throws. Can't convert on the second, and Steelville the rebound with 6:25 to play in the game. 13-point advantage, biggest of the game for this Dragon squad. Pennock on the top of the key through 2 defenders. Will pass it off to Church. Will bring it towards the top of the key again with the left hand, now towards the left wing, and off to Perkins. Right side of the corner, it goes to Davis. Davis holding the ball high above her head. Will pass it back out to Perkins, looking down low for Booker. Makes one man miss, goes up, and somehow finishes through the contact. What a finish by Sydney Booker.
You know, it was an amazing shot with, with Baumgardner all over, but my favorite part of the play was the hard seal in the mid-post, and then knowing that she's going to be able to go get it, the lob to the middle, and the fact that she was able to track it down and get to the other side of the basket. We mentioned this in the first-round game, Jacob. I love her feet and the way she works in the post down there.
14 points for Booker now. Her season average of 22. Still has a little ways to go to get that. They're going to need her to be big in the final 5:54 to play here. 47-37. Baumgardner loses the handle on the ball through 3 defenders. Now we'll kick it out to Reynolds. Baumgardner getting it back on the top of the key. We'll bounce it off to Reynolds right side, and Steelville starting to turn up the pressure. Reynolds will dice it up, pass it down low, and a good shot by Megan Aubuchon on the right block. So that's what happens when you start to pull out that Cardinals defense towards half court, put some pressure on Reynolds. She's going to dribble right past you and find the open Dragon. 49-37. Here's Pennock on the right side, crosses over, kick out, Davis into the corner. Looking down low to Booker, throws it over the top. Good seal again, and Booker finishes again from the right side.
How good is that? I mean, she's not doing this against chopped liver. Sydney Baumgardner is a fantastic player, but Booker's working her over on the offensive end right now.
Fantastic player, fantastic defender with a lot of size. And you mentioned it, she's got 5 points here in the fourth quarter. It's 49-39.
But Steelville can't just trade buckets, Jacob.
Down low goes to Aubuchon, and Aubuchon right back at you. Aubuchon also with 5. You mentioned it, trading buckets, and it's exactly that. 5 points for Aubuchon, 2 for Fleeg, 5 points for Booker, and 1 for Church. 51-39, inside wide open is Booker. They're going to trade again. 7 points here in the quarter for Booker, and they're going to take a timeout to try to shore some things up defensively because, like you said, you can't just keep trading. Down by 10 right now, 51-41. Got to get a stop and some points on the board. Full timeout on the court, brought to you by Patsy's Furniture. We'll have the shop at Patsy's in Park Hills on St. Joe Drive in Park Hills. We'll take a short break. Back in a moment right here on MIMO Info Sports Stream.
Hey, if you haven't been to Patsy's Furniture in Park Hills lately, then you haven't been to Patsy's Furniture. Man, the selection is as good now as it's ever been. And that's saying something. Seriously, stop by and say hi to Chris and Jamie. The first thing you'll notice is just how nice they are. They won't hard sell you at all. They'll just let you look around and offer you help when you need it. And we're talking about really nice furniture, too, from some of the best-known brand names in the business. Hey, maybe that's why Patsy's Furniture is my only stop when I do my furniture shopping. Patsy's Furniture, right off Highway 67 at the Parkway Drive exit. You'll love to shop at Patsy's.
It's a 10-point advantage for the St. Genevieve Dragons as it stands, 51-41, with 4:40 to play in the fourth quarter. Now, this is a game that went to double overtime in the championship last year, 78-74. Dragons won it by 4. Multiple times, the Dragons have gone up by 12 and 14 points, and it seems like every single time the Cardinals just keep on chipping away. They're doing that right now, but they need to get a stop defensively. Struggling to do that, they're going to show some full-court pressure, and we'll see if the Dragons can handle it and then get through that 1-3-1 zone defense on the half court as well. Baumgardner out of the timeout will inbound to Reynolds, and Reynolds is one of those quick guards that Chad mentioned in the first game. You can pretty much just dribble through that defense. It's man-to-man, though, it looks like, on defense right now.
Well, I think what they're doing, Jacob, is I think they're going 3 players guarding the guards and then running essentially a 2-person zone down underneath.
And it didn't work because Aubuchon is going to find the basket again. Aubuchon 7 points, matching Booker here in the fourth quarter, and that's exactly what they were doing. They were face guarding Reynolds, Baumgardner, and Fleeg, and pretty much leaving open down low. But Booker at the other end going to finish with that left hand. So Sydney Booker right back at her season average started, came into the fourth quarter with 11 points. She's already got, 9 of them. She's at 20 right now. Reynolds top of the key will pass off to Aubuchon. Aubuchon turn around, put up a shot, can't get it to go, got her own rebound, back up and good for Megan Aubuchon. And she'll be at the line for a free throw after a foul is called. Foul going to be called on Sydney Booker. That'll be her third. Well, Megan Aubuchon 10 points coming into this quarter and just matching Sydney Booker. She's got 9 points in this quarter, good for 19 on the ball game. And it looks like we're going to have another timeout on the floor, and it's a full timeout. Take it with them. Patsy's Furniture timeout right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Worry-free, hassle-free. Isn't that the way you want to live? Imagine not having to mow your lawn or worry about leaky pipes. Imagine checking the chore list and living those adventures you've always wanted to. Imagine having peace of mind knowing you are taken care of no matter what. Well, you don't have to imagine anymore. Call 573-756-6768 and ask about independent living at Farmington Presbyterian Manor.
55-43, 3:51 to play in the game. St. Jen on top by 12, and it has been the Megan Abishon and Sydney Booker battle here in the fourth quarter, matching each other point by point. Both of them with 9 points right now, and Abishon a chance to make it 10 just here in the fourth quarter.
What do they have total? Each of those players.
Let's see. Abishon came in 10 points into the fourth quarter. She's at 19, a chance to make it 20. Booker standing at 20 right now. Okay. So I believe he's asking that to see who's going to be our Applebee's of Farmington player of the game. And right now, standing, probably going to be Abishon, especially with this fourth quarter performance, if St. Jen is able to pull it out. Can't make the free throw out of the timeout. That timeout important. There's only one timeout left for St. Jen, 2 left for Steelville. 3:45 to play in the ball game. Up by 12 are the Dragons. Pryor at the other end is going to put up a floater in the lane. That one no good. Rebound fought for. Now a tie-up. Going to be a jump ball, and that's going to stay with the Cardinals underneath the basket.
I love teams that have so much balance and great passing, and I'm a team play guy first and foremost. But I feel like for Steelville that they can't go an offensive possession without getting Booker a touch.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, she's been unstoppable.
Got to run the offense through her if she can't get a shot. Here's a shot to Perkins. Took a 3 off the inbounds, kind of fading away to the out-of-bounds line. An interesting one to say the least. Doesn't go down, and it's a rebound for St. Jen. 55-43, they lead it.
Yeah, so this is really an interesting defense. You've got 3 chasers playing man-to-man, and then just a tandem stack in the lane for a two-person zone.
Yeah, kind of a 1-1 zone in there in the middle. One standing near the free throw line, one down at the basket. A foul on the ball as Reynolds was dribbling around. The foul's going to be tagged on Lauren Davis. And it's going to be her 3rd foul and the team's 6th, so still 1 away before getting into the 1 in bonus for St. Jen. Baumgardner will take it out on the near sideline, throw it over the top to Reynolds. 3:16 to play, and this is a big time for St. Jen because they don't need to score. They're up by 12 with 3 minutes to play. They just got to pretty much play keep away and then get a good wide open shot.
I bet they attack.
Here's Baumgardner, little turnaround, looking down low now, puts up a shot, gets it blocked away by Davis, but Baumgardner gets it back after it careens out of bounds. Great pass to Schwent, blocked away again by Booker, but they're going to call a foul, and that is the 4th foul on Sydney Booker.
That was an amazing pass by Baumgardner. She was double-teamed, threw a no-look around the defense, backhanded bounce pass, and hit her teammate right in the hands.
It's going to send Morgan Schwent to the line, 1 of 2 so far this year, and that one got a toilet bowl in. Schwent will find her 1st point of the ball game.
You know, we know that Sydney Baumgardner is going to be a good college basketball player. What I'm interested in is what position is it going to be? Because she can play so many.
I could see her playing point guard for sure. She pretty much plays point guard for this squad. Macy Reynolds kind of goes in between point guard and shooting guard. 57-43, 2 good free throws from Morgan Schwent. She's got 2 points. 2:45 to play in the game. Steelville, they got to hurry it up. They're down by 14, and that's a travel. That's not going to help. St. Jen will get it going back the other way. Just seems like there's really no urgency in the offense right now for the Cardinals, down 14 with 2:41 to play in the semifinals.
Well, and the problem is, too, I mean, you know, what do? Well, you have to increase possessions. How do you do that? You play fast. Well, that plays right into St. Genevieve tactics.
Macy Reynolds got it going back the other way for the Dragons. We'll reverse it back off to Abishon, top of the key. Left side it goes to Fleeg, a handoff to Baumgardner, and you mentioned it. This is an interesting defense. It's man-to-man with 3 players, and then that 1-1 zone in the middle of the lane. Baumgardner going past one, runs into another defender, and that's going to be another foul. This one going to go on Alyssa Church, and that is going to be Church's 4th foul. So 4 fouls on Church, 4 fouls on Booker, and the door starting to close ever so slightly on the chances for Steelville to make it back to the championship. And could set up for a 1 versus 2 matchup with St. Jen and Central, and that one definitely would be a fun one. Right now at the free throw line, though, Baumgardner, front end, off the front iron, and no good. So Cardinals the rebound, 2:15 to play. They're down by 14. They got to get going. Church across the timeline. Gets a screen, goes to the right side. We'll pull it back out left side. Perkins trying to set up for a three. Couldn't get it off in time. And not a great pass by Church. Now Church will get it back. Kick out Perkins. Three ball on the way. That one no good. Out of bounds. And that's going to stay with Steelville. It should. And it does. It hit Aubuchon on the way down. And it goes out of bounds here on the near sideline. Steelville will take it out. Under 2 to play. 1:56 to be exact. 57-43. Dragons on top. Steelville, however, with the ball. Kick out to Perkins, top of the key. Right side it goes to Pennock. She'll take a three ball. That one no good. A rebound, tipped around. Finally grabbed down by Baumgardner for the Dragons. Up it goes to Reynolds. She'll come across the timeline. Being guarded by Pennock. 1:38 to play. And seems like Steelville just content with the Dragons just passing the ball around. You can almost hear Coach Walker Robinson just saying, hold it. They don't need a score. They don't want to give the ball back to Steelville. Baumgardner, however, she's going to take a shot, and she's going to get fouled.
I think, Jacob, they're the type of team, and I'm not faulting them because I actually kind of like it sometimes, but I think they're the type of team that says this is who we are. This is how we play. We play to attack. We want to get high possessions. We want to play fast, and, whether you're down, whether you're up, those are our colors, and we're not changing.
Baumgardner going to be at the line for 2 free throws. They're in the double bonus. Well, check that. Wanted bonus still. They called it on the shot. Makes the first one 7 points. Make it 8 points for Sydney Baumgardner. Getting closer to her season average of 11. 59-43. 1:20 to play in the ball game. Cardinals with the ball. Left wing it goes into the hands of Pennock. Pennock will bring it back right side to Davis. Davis will penetrate and kick out to Perkins into the high post. Kick out Davis. She'll take a three from the right corner. That one will rattle in for Lauren Davis.
Really nice play design. You get up into the high post and then you flare down into the corner because you know that Booker's going to draw a double team no matter where she's at.
Still a 13-point ball game, though, with 55 seconds to play and not fouling all the Cardinals. It does put the Dragons into the double bonus, but seems like they're just content with letting this one run out because the Dragons, they're either going to attack or hold the ball for the final buzzer. 40 seconds on the clock, up 59-46, just dribbling it around right now. Reynolds on the right side, going to pull it back out. 33 seconds, now top of the key. So it looks like now Reynolds penetrating over to Aubuchon, cutting towards the basket. She'll go up and she'll knock it down. There's Aubuchon again. She started out this quarter on fire and now 11 points in the fourth, matching her three-quarter score of 10 and going above that. She's got 21 of them. Missed 3 by Perkins on the outside. St. Jen has to come across the timeline. Let the buzzer run out. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. St. Jen, 61-46. They take down Steelville and move on to the championship for the second year in a row. And a very, very strong win for the Dragons. They were up by 2 at the half, 28-26, and they will now move on to the championship game to take on the host and number 1 seed, Central Rebels. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have our Home Pools and Spas post-game show. Dragons win it 61-46. Back in a moment, right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
In the new normal of social distancing, Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy wants to remind you that we offer free delivery to your home or workplace every day, Monday through Friday. We have always offered free delivery, and we always will. And we're everywhere you need to be. With locations in Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, and Piedmont, we offer excellent customer service, many locations to choose from, and free delivery. Google us for the location nearest you, or visit us online at parklandrx.com. Local pharmacy at its finest, Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy.
When it's all said and done, what really matters? For Serenity Hospice Care patient Jack, hospice isn't about giving up. It's not about the end. It's about right now. It's about spending precious time with the people we love.
Come on, Grandpa!
And the little moments that create lasting memories. It's focusing on what's important to you and remembering life is beautiful in all stages.
Welcome into the Home Pools and Spas post-game show right here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. It's the Central Christmas Tournament, and our championship is set on the girls' side. The number 1 Central Rebels will be taking on the number 2 St. Genevieve Dragons. St. Jen improves to 4-2 on the season after they down Steelville. 61-46. The Cardinals drop to 8-3, and they will take on Arcadia Valley in the third-place matchup. That'll be on Thursday at 2 o'clock, and the championship scheduled for 6 o'clock Thursday evening. You can listen to that one on J98 The Boot. Good game on hand today, though. It was set up to be a good one. Halftime score of 28-26, and then it was all St. Gen in the second half. They went off to a 7-0 run to start the second half, led 44-33 at the end of 3, and then it was Megan Aubuchon piling on the points in the fourth quarter in a very strong showing, especially in the second half for the Dragons.
Yeah, and, she's such a part of the defensive pressure, and really all of them are. They transition so well from defense to offense as well, and you're really not sure night to night who's going to do the scoring, and you can even calculate who scored what, and that doesn't always tell you who had the most impact on the game for this St. Genevieve team because they all pass and play defense so well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cindy Baumgardner, she only had 8 points total offensively, but she did a lot defensively, had a lot of rebounds, a couple of blocks as well. Macy Reynolds, equally as impressive, 15 points for her. Her season average coming in was 15.5, so pretty much right at there. But again, it went up after her 31-point performance in their first game against Potosi. 8 points for Marissa Fleek, a game-high 21, and earning our Applebee's of Farmington Player of the Game honors. Megan Aubuchon, she put up 11 of those in the fourth quarter alone, knocking down a free throw to go along with that. 5 points for Abby Moore, 2 points for Morgan Schwentz, and 1 for Sophia Pullins. On the other side, for the Steelville Cardinals, they were led by Sydney Booker. She had 20 of them, and 9 of those came in the fourth quarter. Her and Aubuchon were kind of going back and forth for a while, and Cardinals really just couldn't get a stop. They had it within 10, 11 points and never could get it closer than that in that fourth quarter. 11 points for Naomi Perkins, 6 for Alyssa Church, 7 of them for Lauren Davis, and 2 for Reagan Martin. 61-46, the final score here on the Home Pools and Spas post-game show. We'll wait a little bit for our head coaches to come out, and we will hear from head coach Jordana Walk-Robinson. Hopefully, head coach Seth Collins of the Steelville Cardinals as well. But it's setting up for a 1-versus-2 matchup on the girls' side in the championship. Central will be taking on St. Genevieve, AV, and Steelville in the third-place game. You're listening to the Home Pools and Spas post-game show here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Take a short break. When we come back, we'll hear from both head coaches on either side.
Hi, this is Jan. Thanks for calling Toyota.
Hi, Jan. I heard Toyotathon is on.
It sure is. We've got great year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, Tundra, Highlander, and more. Do you hear that?
That would be my mom. I'm home for the holidays, and apparently she's still eavesdropping on my calls like she used to.
What was that again about year-end deals?
Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Okay. And did I mention every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan? It's happening again.
Dad, hang up the phone.
Toyotathon is on now. Come in today. Tell your mom.
Current offers end January 4th. Toyota Care covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
See Twin City Toyota, I-55 at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit, or visit them online at twincitytoyota.com.
Are you wanting a home with acreage, a hobby farm, or simply looking for a short-term loan? At First State Community Bank, we're offering a new 7-year adjustable rate mortgage program. Check out our 7-1 and 7-3 options. Speak to our lending team at your local FSCB branch or visit info.fscb.com/7ARM today to get started. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Bank NMLS number 412605.
Gateway Motors in Fredericktown, Missouri invites you to come on down and let us help you find your next vehicle. Purchasing a car, SUV, or truck can be an overwhelming experience. The Gateway crew will help you find the right vehicle for your personal or family needs. We offer 24-month or less, no-interest loans for qualified buyers. Come on down to 509 Lincoln Drive and let us help you find a reliable vehicle that fits your wallet.
Put the wholesome goodness of Prairie Farms fresh dairy products into your meal planning. Add Prairie Farms' new 5-ounce cottage cheese cups in 7 fun flavors. Now you can snack healthy any time of the day for breakfast, lunch, or for an after-school snack. Choose from 7 new smooth and creamy options, including sweet and savory. Small batch cottage cheese now in 5-ounce snack cups. It's snackability for your family from Prairie Farms. Locally produced since 1938.
Cozine Memorial Chapel has been serving Farmington and the surrounding communities since 1864. Their commitment of service to the community is deeply rooted in Missouri history and is the foundation for everything they do today. John Cozine is proud to be the fourth generation to operate Cozine Memorial Chapel and is proud to support Farmington High School. Cozine Memorial Chapel, serving families for generations at 217 West Columbia Street in Farmington.
It was 1989 when a young man started refurbishing tractors to help pay for college. After college, his passion continued into what has been an epic 32 years of hard work and hustle. Born from this hustle was Cole's Tractor and Equipment that still remains today. It was not handed down from generations, it was built by one man, my dad. Hi, this is Hannah. Cole's was built out of a passion, hard work, and desire. Desire to offer this area some of the best quality product, affordable product that the homeowner or farmer can use. Help us celebrate these 32 years as we move out of 2020 and into 2021. Give us a call for all of your tractor equipment or service needs. Cole's Tractor and Equipment, located just outside of Farmington, or call 573-756-4353. Cole's Tractor and Equipment. Don't just follow the herd, lead the herd with Cole's Tractor and Equipment and LS Tractors.
Back to the TJ Foulon Fieldhouse here on the Home Pools and Spas post-game show. Tournament coverage brought to you by Cole's Tractor and Equipment. Don't just follow the herd, lead the herd. Cole's Tractor and Equipment, Highway 32 in Farmington. St. John wins it 61-46, the final score. St. John on top of Steelville here in the second girls semifinal action. Central won the first one 75-44. They move on to the championship game as they defeated Arcadia Valley. Tigers moving on to the third place game where they will face the Steelville Cardinals on Thursday. Championship will also be on Thursday. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Waiting for head coach Jordana Walk-Robinson, the winner of today's contest. Looks like she's going to visit with some other media members, so we'll take some time to look at the games we got upcoming next in a little bit on J98. The boot coverage will start in about 45 minutes. First game is slated for 4 o'clock. That'll be between South Iron and Festus. South Iron, the 1 seed, haven't played for quite some time. They were supposed to play Herculaneum on Saturday. That one got canceled. They got a bye into the second round, so now they get a little bit of time off. They're taking on Festus, who just dismantled Fredericktown in their first game, and well, Dusty Dinkins, he was here watching that Festus team, so I'm sure he's relaying the message to them saying, hey, this Tigers team, they're not going to be scared of us.
And, you know, it all starts with Ahmad Branch on that team. He was so impressive to me, and I hadn't seen him before the first round, and the first thing, and that, you know, this is, well, he's their leading scorer, and then you look a little bit further. Oh, he has nearly 7 assists per ball game, and then you watch him play, and he really is a pass-first guy. And to me, he's a guy that, just a sophomore, by the way, but he elevates his team because he gets everybody else going because he has the confidence that he knows if I need to get some of mine, I'll do it. I can do it, but I'm going to get everybody else going first. And so I really like what he does for that team. As far as South Iron, everybody around this area knows about South Iron. And yeah, they're Class 1, and nobody cares because they're flat one of the best teams in the area, if not one of the best teams in the state, regardless of class. And I think it's a well-earned number 1 seed for them. And you talk to these teams, you know, that are Class 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, and they don't even bat an eye. There's no question whether South Iron earned the number 1 seed or not. So I think it's a great team in South Iron, and it's a Festus team that really intrigues me because they like to play fast, they like to turn you over, they like to generate points off of that. But South Iron has so much experience, you know, and they've got a coach's kid as their point guard. You know, are they going to give up easy buckets based on turnovers? Probably not many.
Yeah, Drennan Dinkins having a very good season so far. He has not decided where he's going to play college ball, assuming going to play college basketball, just a junior. Then you also have Brock Wakefield going to the Citadel for both baseball, very good baseball player, and even as good of a basketball player as well. So playing both sports at the Citadel in Division I. We've talked about already how South Iron has played a very tough schedule, playing some top teams in Class 4, 5, and 6, as they will take on Cardinal Ritter on Monday, and then they will take on Christian Brothers College later on in the year. Both of those schools are prep schools, so most players go there to play basketball, and those will be some really good games. Second matchup will feature St. Genevieve and Farmington. Those two teams have met once already in the Sullivan Bankett Challenge Championship. Farmington was the 1 seed in that championship. St. Gen just the 6 seed, and they beat them pretty handily.
Yeah, won it as the 6 seed.
Yeah, came into it, and Farmington weren't quite ready for him. Talking with head coach Noble, saying, you know what, they're going to be ready for him. If they didn't have the respect before, they got it now, and that'll be a fun one. That'll be the second matchup starting at about 5:30. After that is the number 2 seed North County Raiders taking on DeSoto, and North County, man, they got a strong team this year. You got to see them last weekend at the MAC Rotary Shootout, and they don't even have one of their best players yet.
And I'm wondering, when Carter Kika gets back, because you've seen this happen with other teams before, whether no matter what level it's at, if a great player or maybe even the best player on a team is gone for a while, it forces the other players to get better, to take responsibility. And when that great player comes back, sometimes, not always, but sometimes that team is even better for it. And North County has a chance, I think, to be one of those teams. I mean, they have a transfer coming in that is playing great basketball, and a lot is being asked of him just because Kikek is gone. I think North County has a chance to maybe even be a better team if Kikek can return to form. And I think he will.
Tyler Conkright, that transfer he's talking about, averaged 20 points a game last year for Ellington, transferred into a North County team that had a very strong year last year with over 20 wins, and looking to get back to there this year. North County taking on DeSoto at 7 o'clock. Then the nightcap features the host, number 3 Central Rebels, looked very good against Crystal City in their first game, taking on a very strong Steelville team at a 6 seed. They beat Jefferson 70-39 in their first round game. That one was close at the half and then just turned into pretty much a slaughter in the second half. A really good win for Steelville. That'll be an interesting matchup as well. Central, of course, a lot of young talent on that team. Joe Bryant, Mason Williams, Kendall Horn, just to name a few.
How'd you like to be just at a Central practice? I mean, their JV squad knocked off Potosi, so they're getting better even when they're not playing games, because the guys that are on varsity, they've got guys right behind them that want that time.
Jason Pye, just the junior, is one of the more experienced guys, and he played JV last year. They had a lot of seniors on last year's squad. Brevin McMullen, namely, to name a few, playing for a prep year this year and playing for a very good squad. Actually, just played at IMG Academy, which most people know where that is. That's when that went down in Bradenton, Florida. They played in a tournament down there, but Central lost a lot of seniors, and they bring back just as much talent and having a very good season this year. That'll be a fun one. That'll be the nightcap. So it's South Iron Festus in game number 1, St. Gen Farmington game number 2, North County DeSoto game number 3, Central and Steelville in game number 4. Coverage of all of those start at 3:45. We'll switch it over to J98 The Boot, and Brandon Pavlina, Stephen Kabler, he'll have the call of those ones over there, and 4 very good games, and should set up for some really fun semifinals come tomorrow night as well. We will have coverage of those, whoever makes it to those, and then of course we'll have coverage of the championship games on Thursday. It'll start, however, with 5th place and 3rd place. It'll be on the MyMo Info Sports Stream starting at 12:15, and then we move over to J98 for the girls championship and boys championship as well at 6 o'clock and 7:30 on J98. Coverage starting at 5:45. About to be joined by head coach Jordana Walk-Robinson of the St. Genevieve Dragons here on the Home Pools and Spas post-game show as we get ready to wrap this one up. Coach, appreciate you joining us here, and I mentioned it to you. Hopefully, for your sake, it was a little bit less stressful in this game against Steelville than the first one. And well, the first half pretty tight, 28-26 at the halftime. What was the message to the team to get over the hump and kind of pull away in the second half?
I guess we're a little hesitant there in the second quarter, and they came back, and because we know Steelville's a good team. They're not just going to lay down and let us beat them by 40. We know that because they're too good of a team to do that, and I think them giving us that pressure back kind of made us hesitate a little bit, second guess things. We were a little tired. I mean, a lot of factors went into it, but we're able to kind of regroup at halftime and came out and set a tone early. And I know I could go back and pick it apart, but they played hard and they just gave everything they had in that game.
It was a 7-0 run to start that second half, and Chad even mentioned it. It just looked like Macy Reynolds just had an extra gear outside of everyone else to kind of start it on the defensive side of the ball. She was able to make some shots in the third quarter to get that going to start out the second half. But then Megan Abishon, she was phenomenal in the fourth quarter, going back and forth, trading buckets with Sydney Booker. Finished with 21 points. She was named our Applebee's of Farmington Player of the Game. So it's awesome to see from her, and I think that's what makes this St. Gen team so threatening is any player like that can go off at any time. Macy Reynolds had 31 points the other night. Aubuchon has 21 tonight. Could be Baumgardner tomorrow, Fleek the next day, and it just got to be fun to coach these girls.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm very excited for these girls and how they played tonight. That was a good team win for everybody.
Now, just take me through, obviously, a clean game for you guys, 61-46 against a very good Steelville team. Was there anything that you might have wanted to see maybe a little bit better as the game went on?
When we got tired, obviously. You want to be able to go all 4 quarters, but that's just me being a coach and wanting perfection. That doesn't really happen. I need to go back and look at it because in the fly, you're kind of like, okay, this, and this. I think defensively, maybe there were a couple things that we needed to tweak in the half court, especially when we got tired. And then just offensively, I thought we looked really well for the open player and were able to not let them use their size to their advantage and stuff like that.
Well, a chance to go back-to-back. You won the championship last year against the Steelville team. You take them down, but now you take on the number 1 team in class, number 4 in the championship coming up on Thursday in the Central Rebels. Obviously, you guys know them very well, both being in the MAAA. Should be a pretty fun matchup. You got to see them play in the semifinal. What did you see from them that makes them so difficult to play against?
I mean, they have a winning mentality, and they're good shooters. They're well-disciplined. They get after you on defense, and then they can finish against you on offense, too. So they're kind of like we are. They're multi-threats. It's not just Kimball. It's not just Horton. You have Holsey that can shoot from the outside. Eaton can shoot. They all can shoot from the outside. So it extends your zone or your man or whatever, and then that leaves the drive open. So they've just got a lot of different weapons. And, obviously their defense that like to run and jump and get at you full court and create some turnovers off that. And so we're gonna have our hands full, but I'm just glad that we got there to begin with. That's just awesome.
Well, in practice tomorrow, you get the 1 day of practice before Thursday for the championship. What are you guys going to be focusing on to get ready for this Central squad?
Try to guess what Mapes is gonna throw at us defensively. The question of the day. No, I haven't. Yeah, probably most likely that what we're going to attack his defense with, and then what are we going to do to them defensively, and just kind of look at some things. And you don't want to make it too complicated because then it's just like, oh, their heads are spinning. And you're like, okay, coach, that was too much information because you don't want to take the reaction part away from it. And these girls are really good about that, being able to just react to the situation. And it's good.
Well, first goal accomplished. You made it back to the championship. You won it last year and a chance to defend the title and against the host team here against the very good Central squad.
Absolutely.
Head coach Jordana Walk-Robinson, a win tonight 61-46. We appreciate the time and good luck in the championship.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your coverage.
Thank you. That's head coach for the St. Genevieve Dragons. That's going to wrap it up for us here on the Home Spas post-game show. The St. Gen Dragons win it 61-46. We are going to take a short break, and then we are going to throw it off to Brandon Pavlina and Stephen Kavler as we see South Iron walking in. Festus has already walked in. That coverage will be coming up in just about 30 minutes at about 3:45. You can switch it over to J98, 98.5 FM, and you can listen to the coverage of that one. 4 games coming up: South Iron and Festus, St. Gen and Farmington, North County and DeSoto, and Central and Steelville. It's a championship on the girls' side set up. Central taking on St. Genevieve in the championship. In the third place game, Arcadia Valley and Steelville. Should be a fun one. You can listen to those ones coming up on Thursday as well, but keep it tuned in to Regional Radio. Moving on over to J98, the boot coming up at 3:45. 4 more games coming your way from the 65th Annual Central Christmas Tournament. For Chad Speaker, Jake Reed back in the studios, I'm Jacob Vincent saying so long for now.